Time to visit Olgierd, isn't it? Somehow, in the middle of Oxenfurt, I don't really think this is the time. But as to my specific decision making there and why I happened to do it like that for that outcome in that order by making that specific decision, that pondering. Oh, let's hide underneath this bridge. Because that pondering, we're gonna have to wait until next time. The time is near on 4 AM. Some time has passed, waiting the night out until this dawn. Waiting this night out under the shadow of a bridge in the... it could almost be, peaceful countryside here. At least we're looking out onto it. No drowners here either. Expected some here, but here we are. So, that was, quite the situation to have ended up in back there. Quite the situation indeed. Testing Geralt's morality and his ethics to its very extremes, and me myself trying to find avenues to explore and justify. I've just literally ran with... if to choose between one evil and another, let's not choose at all. But that doesn't mean turning your back. In this case, you can't turn your back and leave because you're already in there, you're already committed. So what is not choosing at all when you got to choose between one brother or another? It means you have to not side with any. The option to choose option number 3, not to choose at all between Horst and the other one. That is not, even though it's presented as a official dialogue option, it really may as well just be like a secondary dialogue option, one which doesn't progress the quest, if that makes sense. It's more one where Geralt's saying, oh, I don't want to choose between you and you, dumb and dumber, but you're still forced to choose between them either way, should you go that route. So I decided in the end to just go against Ewald, kind of flip the script, go against Ewald, and then ultimately go against Horst. Butchering 2 people, and the bodyguards as well. Just creating a whole mess, but ultimately a mess with no witnesses which can be left behind and literally locked away in a vault somewhere. Not to be revisited. It's an interesting quest, that. And it's the only kind of situation Geralt could be put into after being put between a demon and a hard place. Or worse than that, a man with a heart of stone and a hard place. Anyway, dawn's upon us. Let's stop dripping. I'm now about to take a mosey into town to the inn. Is there a way up here? There shouldn't be, but there is. So what, in times of siege would these stairs be removed? They are wooden. Nothing like a little bit of a early morning climbing, falling. Rightio then, we're over here.
You hear her wailing yesterday? What did they do to that woman? Same as always. Started with a fingernail.
Heathen.
Morning to you too. So, do wonder if Olgierd will have actually expected Geralt to get this. Though then again, coming off the back of the other Von Everett brother, getting a letter signed in blood from him after giving him the night of his life. Anything is possible, apparently. So in the spirit of that...
How much for a herring. Brown apiece. Huh?
Everyone's here,
I'll wait for it.
even this late on in the night. All geared?
Need to chat.
I'm all ears, Witcher.
In case we don't get another opportunity, let's break bread and play Gwent.
You ever play Gwent?
An immortal demands you fulfill 3 wishes, and you've the gall to propose a round of Gwent.
Can't defend that.
Afraid to lose? No problem. I'll find someone else.
Believe that's the worst wind-up I've ever heard. Lay out your cards.
Not bad.
Shite. Not much I detest more than losing. Well, my congratulations. This card's yours.
Thanks.
Well, now that we, Toad. Now that we got that very important business out of the way, now on to just the pleasantries. Got Bossodi's house for you. Was it what you expected?
Got something for you.
I love gifts, but I prefer to unwrap them in private.
Huh.
Oi, lads, mind the barrels. Going out for a jabber with Geralt.
I follow.
Come. Oh, that's better. All right, what do you have for me?
Max Borsodi's house, as requested.
Ah, Horst must be livid.
He's not.
No?
He's not anything except dead. His brother, same thing. A few others too.
Stones you've got. But I didn't think you'd have the stomach for a massacre.
Ironically, had no choice by not choosing at all.
Situation got out of hand.
Oh, sounds familiar. There you are, drinking, puffing on henbane, and then, surprise, heads rolling across the floor. And none know how or why.
I'm not amused.
No? Why not?
'Cause unlike you, killing gives me no pleasure.
The Borsodis aren't worth your tears. Sons of bitches to a man.
May as well explore all the possibilities here. You know Horst had a brother?
Horst's brother. Did you know about him?
I should think so. Ewald was famous in certain circles.
Which ones?
The kind noble witches don't usually associate with. He murdered for coin, no questions, without batting an eye. Always extravagantly, though. If not for his damn surname, I believe I'd have invited him to join the company.
And there's the house, and then there's what it contains. Do you need anything within in which is contained therein?
Why did you need those papers?
To sink the Borsodis, naturally. You see, I learned of an interesting clause in old man Maximilian's will. It states that his sons must meet and shake hands in agreement at least once a year at Bellatea. Failing that, the auction house must be auctioned off. The proceeds to go to Vilmeria's hospital.
Guess the old man sensed what might happen.
Horst and Ewald are gnawing on soil now. But thanks to these papers, their relatives won't get the auction house. Families lost it for good, and the hospital will have the funds it needs to treat orphans and beggars pro bono.
Awfully noble of you, showing so much concern for the needy.
I couldn't give a rat's ass about the needy. Made her wither and disappear along with the city. I wanted one thing. Revenge.
Powerful motivator. But what's your gripe, though?
The Borsodis. What's your gripe? Get kicked out of an auction?
Worse. They evicted me from my home. Are you really interested?
May as well.
Wouldn't have asked if I wasn't.
Ha! Cheeky as ever. My family, they took on some debt. A poor investment in a sawmill. A bad crop one year. A lawsuit lost. You know how it is. When it rains, it pours. We needed but a few weeks to recover. But Horst Borsodi had acquired our debt. All of it. Demanded it be repaid immediately. I pleaded. I begged. I tore open my shirt at his threshold. Ugh. It was like talking to a wall. I went to the auction. Saw those perfumed pricks buy my father's sword. My mother's death mask. My brother's horse tack. Ah, Horst earned a pretty pile selling our mementos.
No surprise the animosity you feel for him.
That was but the start. My Iris's parents learned of my family's misfortune, and our betrothal was no more. They found her another suitor, one from beyond the sea. The anger I felt, I thought I'd gone mad. Went to the tavern, drank a round, a second, abroad, then had another tankard. And then, I asked the wrong bloke for help.
May as well prod this along, Geralt.
What happened then?
What happened then, Witcher, was one big stinking pile of shite.
Still sat down? No? No.
Well, why do you stand there? Do you need something still?
Very well then. I think we can really fill in the gaps of what happened there at the end. But there is a third wish to be fulfilled. Tell us about it.
Third wish. Time you stated it.
A moment, Geralt. I must say to something. Then we'll chat. You there. Yank the herring out the barrel.
Ah.
Come on, none of this dallying.
Now, ready to listen? Or do you still not give two shites about what I've got to say?
I'm ready. I'm listening.
Good. You'll return to your lord and tell him as follows. His demand was brazen. Hurt me to the core. For I was brought up to respect the sacred law of hospitality. And I shall not bend to an uncouth boor's dictum. Understood? I will pay him a visit shortly to test his willingness to adapt. So you ride off and announce me. And don't spare your horse. Got it?
Aye, got it.
Is that the
Give this
Lord
man a
of
mount and leave
the
him go.
Estates, which the Redanian Free Company?
We must talk outside.
If we end up going back to that same room,
The Theory believe one should only discuss important matters out of doors, with the gods as witnesses.
well, I'm guessing those other matters weren't very important then. So, fish in a barrel, all geared.
Barrel. What was that about?
On the way here, we stopped for nourishment at a tavern belonging to one Lord Dauntless. We enjoyed ourselves as one does at an inn, raucously.
Oh, an inn, not the
Our
estate then.
antics were not to the liking of this Dauntless. Sent a man to warn us that if we were ever to return, we would hang.
You burned the inn down?
I left ample compensation with the innkeep. But it seems the rapscallion neglected to mention this to his lord. But that's of little import. What matters is someone called me a whoreson and threatened to kill me. It was one of those threats that sound like an invitation. I intend to accept it. Return to those parts.
Well, according to Vernon Roach, there is no worse insult on a man than being called a whoreson. You know, all good. Not our place to judge, but I just can't resist.
Must have made quite a few enemies along the way. Maybe not today and not tomorrow, but someday, someone will find a way to take you down.
And that should trouble me why? I feel no fear, no regrets.
Fair point.
The wise men of Oxenfurt claim there are no gods. After death, there is only the void. I've known this void already. Death holds no surprises.
Fair point again. To the third wish, let's talk about it.
Fulfilled 2 of your wishes. Time I learned the third.
Confident, aren't you? Proud, sure of your strengths. Fearless.
Third task, if you don't mind.
Mutations. They stripped you of emotion. Tell me, have you ever loved? I mean, truly loved?
I think Geralt would take that rather personally, especially considering the current circumstances of who's pursuing and... Yeah, there would be no answer to that, in my opinion anyway, apart from hurrying this along and avoiding the question and getting to the bread and butter of the matter.
In no mood for a heart-to-heart. I'm to do something for you. Tell me what it is.
A true professional, eh? Know what I think? I think you only feign the cold killer, when in fact you seek new and ever stronger sensations, as I do. Seek to prove to yourself that you are still able to feel, that some remnant of humanity remains within you. I'd make a right good witcher. Problem is, I don't know the road to Kaer Morhen, and I doubt you'd give me a pendant.
Cut the shit, Olgierd. Third wish.
Yeah.
Still waiting to hear it.
Aye, aren't you stubborn? Fine. Listen well. I had a wife once. The day I saw her last, I gave her a rose. A violet one. Bring me that blue. Wouldn't mind reminding myself what it looks like.
When was that? How long's it been? Flowers wilted and turned to dust by now.
You wished to hear a wish. Now you have. Fulfill it. I ride now to visit this Dauntless, but one of my men will remain here. He'll know how to find me. That is, of course, should you succeed.
Least you could tell me where your wife is.
In my old manor, east of Martin Foy's farmstead. I'd wish you Godspeed, but, well, you understand, I'm sure. Goodbye, Geralt.
Scenes from a marriage. Well, well. With 2 wishes down and 1 more to go, Geralt reported back to Olgierd. There he received his third and final task, which, following in the vein of its predecessors, seems nigh unto impossible to complete. Yeah, I get what you mean, Dandelion. Olgierd wanted Geralt to find and bring him the violet rose which he had given his wife the last time he saw her, as this was many years ago, and flowers aren't noted for their longevity. The rose has certainly disintegrated by now. Yet since Geralt had grown used to finding the unfindable and doing the undoable, he nevertheless set out to try to recover this lost flower of yesteryear. Indeed. As you might see at the top there though, level 29, and here, level 35. There is that 5 level buffer, which I need to fall into in order to actually get into the meat and bones of this quest. But there is one thing I need to do before this quest anyway, and that is a Dark Legacy. Search the ruins of Arnscrone Castle. In addition to that though, there is the matter of an armour upgrade. At level 30 I will be able to make another step up the chain to, I believe, is it Superior Ursine Armour for level 30? Won't be wearing it for that long if things go to plan, but worth doing nonetheless, especially considering the nature of this being a third and final wish. What's coming barreling down the road, so to speak. Best to be as prepared as possible. Now then. Question is, what's to be done in what order? Should I just head straight out over there? Or should I be doing that on the way over there? Tell you what, I'm going to double back on myself and do some prancing around getting myself over to level 30. Once I got to level 30, I'll come back into Oxenfurt and I'll drill myself up some superior Ursine armor for Geralt, and then I'll head out east to this Arnsgron castle, and then north to the Von Everett estate. May take me a while, but hey.
Crawl back under your rock.
May not appear that long for some other people. It's been a long day of it. A long day indeed. And the light is going away, but it won't stop us from fulfilling our tasks this end of the, well, wilderness. The wilderness east of Oxenfurt and east of Novigrad. Been on a visit to the Armourer in Oxenfurt, alongside a visit to Hattori in Novigrad, to get myself superior Ursine armor with everything dyed black, alongside some superior silver and steel blades from Hattori. Flaming Rose. Let's break these in. Great design on this armor. Got to be said, credit where credit is due. Both to the person who planned it and to the armourer. Ow. Only bad side of it is, I haven't gone back to the rune rite to get the glyph on the armour to deflect these arrows. Bolts, rather. Halberdier.
Come on, come closer.
Faster for fuck's sake! Oh, devil, can it?
Ooh. This is beginning to look like a foolish idea.
Come here, come here.
Indeed. Indeed. Go. Back to the Arbalest as soon as you're out there. As soon as you're out of the runnings, which you now are, it becomes a very different fight. Oh.
It shall be over soon. Faster for fuck's sake! Devil incarnate!
Come on.
Devil incarnate, hardly. I was about to say Kaer and Drain, but don't train alone. You bet your errors. In your own time, fallen knights. Need a halberdier to nudge him along.
Come here, fucker, come here! Here, witcher! Help!
This is kind of embarrassing.
How do you wish to die? Blood for blood, brothers!
Alright, I'm whirling just in case you're coming in behind me, which was a bit for naught.
Faster for fuck's sake! The devil incarnate! Death!
That was, okay. What's done is done.
We shall cook you, bird!
Who's we? Whew. Tell you what. It's an interesting question, a philosophical question. How would Geralt prefer to die? Speaking of someone who already died, it would be a very interesting insight. Not one even I am even able to speculate on. Well, that was delightful. If that is an actual diagram for an actual black unicorn, Yennefer's gonna be absolutely taken by it. Somehow I doubt it. I hope this dark legacy we're pursuing is a bit more lenient to my clumsiness with the blade. $400 off. It really is out in the sticks over here. Let's get some perspective. The Von Ebrock estate is over there near Brunwich. This is about as far east as you can really go. Is it the Dragon Mountains there? Zerrikania on the other side, I believe? Probably wrong. Welcome to be wrong. Oof. Griffin. Hang on a minute. It's not the Griffin from the... No, it's not the creature from the Oxenfurt Forest. It's another one, the one without a contract on it, so let's just leave it be. Oh, way up. Don't like this. Bloody hell. This is quick. What's to be said of this place? While at the Boss Sodi's auction, Geralt bid a not insignificant sum on a strange figurine. Why, you ask? Perhaps it was that feigned witch's intuition. But after dismantling the figurine, Geralt found he had also become the owner of a letter and a heavy ornate key. The letter, he discovered, was Count Romilly's last will and testament. From it, he learned treasure might be hidden in Arnscrone Castle. Treasure on what else? It's like we're inside a gloomy snow globe. A gloom globe. Sensing some movement up ahead. Scratching, gnawing at the trees. Let's do a perimeter sweep before we start to go inside. Few entrances. So what, is the entire wood under the influence of something or other? The hell? Right now I feel like a little boy lost in the woods. No Vicenna in sight. Let's stick to charted territory. No, nothing really charted about what the hell is that? Charted territory should be staying on the ground from now on. I'm going to make that addendum. Gotta be a lesson. Speak to me, Geralt. Just want it to be something we can at least understand. Dogs. Leshen there. Okay. Relics, I believe, Leshen. Bestiary. Just refresh my memory if there's anything specific I need to have in mind here other than hacking down a moving tree. We never hunt in these woods. Never. Even if it means the whole village starves. Leshens dwell in dense primeval woods. This seems very primeval. Fiercely territorial creatures, they hunt with stealth and cunning as their only companions. They use their inborn magic to control the plants and animals within their territory, and so when stalking them, half the battle is merely getting close enough to strike. Leshens, old enough to earn the appellation Ancient, wield advanced skills and tactics to make them particularly dangerous. Relic oil, igni, dimeritium. Let's walk it in. Hello? Oh no. I have a feeling this may not go well. Hang on a minute. Are you a wolf which responds to silver? Right. I see. Well, that says more about the Leshen than it does you. Let it burn, let it burn, let it burn. Okay, the burning's the clue here. Ugh. Let it burn. Okay. Bugger. Next, I'm Tony out. Keep your stamina up. We can cast some more Igni as and when. Not to say my particular build that Geralt's Igni's that effective, but hey, you know, law friendly's law friendly. Best bet's the rune on the sword, I think. For long-lasting flame. Got it. Oh, bugger. Let's be careful here. Really careful. That was almost it. Oh. Okay, time to do some munching. Time to do some bloody munching. I might even consider necking one of these. Is it the Leshen? Dealt by enemies. I don't want to be taking damage. I believe... Which one is it? It's not Leshen. Is it Ekimara? Ekimara. Damage dealt to foes. I could use that. Is there one for stamina? Believe there is somewhere. Keep... Yes, performing actions that consume stamina, regenerate vitality. Can't do that now. White honey. Echidna. Good position to be in. Thank goodness. Thank Vesemir for the decoctions.
Die.
Indeed. Okay. Bugger.
Stench.
Okay, got it. Kinda.
Like that silver.
Right, you. Oh. This is, well, normally I'd run it the first time of being underleveled. But the Leshen, it seems to have worked out just by playing its game. Another strike with the flame room should do it. If we can get it. Ugh. Sounds like it's dead. Is it? Leshen resin. So it is. Bloody hell. Count Romilly's Journal Part 2. Have I got a part 1? The Secret Life of Count Romilly. Right, is there a chronology to not just the journals, but to logically where Count Romilly will have strayed to? There's a body there with part 2. Where I'm going to find part 1? Is part 1 already dead and buried, so to speak? What is going on in this place, really? Right, let's give this a read. Okay, first, to provide some well-needed context. To Robert, my son. If you've received the figurine, it means your father has departed this vale of tears. I know we've had no contact for many years, but I hope the contents of this chest opened by the key included within will, in some small way, compensate for all the lost time. You'll find the chest in the underground quarters of our family home, Armstrong Castle. Your loving father, Count Walter May Romilly. Now to find the journal. Here we go. The last page is torn from Count Romilly's journal. A pox upon Anastasia von Bormann. A pox upon her old ploughing house. I finally found a way to end this dead little charade she's put on. The key to unravelling the riddle lay in a dusty old tome in my library. That little Viperous, I've never come across that phrase before, was marked by a lesson. That is why the monster attacked my castle. There was only one way out of this situation. I snuck up while she slept and throttled her. She didn't even manage to peep. Now I can finally leave my castle walls, thank the gods. The monstrosity has scurried off into oblivion along with that accursed child. That entire affair was a horrific error. I'm just glad the savings from my previous missions are safely preserved in the castle treasury. I must recruit some mage. Perhaps that will ensure I avoid such incidents in the future. Interesting fellow. Indeed. Treasury in the bowels of the castle. Let's follow the road. Judging by the subtle vibe of this place, let's keep the silver drawn. Archway seems to appear... might be Romilly's place, but that looks elven to me. Maybe it's like retrofitted. Oh, hey up. This could be the end. Not good. As long as there's no more surprises, I think we're in the clear. If we're to fight anything else... Great. Genuinely... If we're to fight anything else here. Then let's go out and prepare. Part 1. This craft has proved more than profitable than I'd even anticipated. 5 of the last 7 kidnappings ended in success. Only 2 of the lads had fathers too miserly to ransom their sons. Clearly, it was more offspring where those came from, so the calculating knaves deems the captured snots expendable. Not for the future, demand a significantly smaller ransom from clients with more than 1 male heir. I sent the lads after Anastasia von Berman. The lord of Azusa Castle is a magnificently wealthy noble, and Anastasia is his only child. I smell a lucrative transaction. The lads returned with the client's daughter that very night. The girl is calm, apathetic even. Something strange is afoot in the castle surroundings. Flocks of ravens perching the trees bordering the courtyard. The morning a new contingent flew in. 2 serving maids had gone missing. Could my lads have been responsible? Or did those ravens peck them to death? Here a giant ink blot covers half the page. One of my grooms has died. From what the remaining servants recount, he was killed by tree roots that suddenly thrust straight out of the ground. Our men are petrified. Wolves howl day and night in the land surrounding the estate. Leaving the castle walls means certain death. We have barricaded ourselves inside and live as if under siege. Luckily, with ample supplies of food and water. Perhaps this is some kind of curse? Trance, the servant who led the unit that kidnapped Anastasia, has hanged himself. Black magic is surely at work. I must search the castle library for some indication what this might be. And this is the great inheritance, is it? Oh, that's lovely. Can't even light the candle. Curiosity's sake. Well, you know how to frighten me. We are leaving! I got what I came for. We're going. Absolutely going. Until there's a contract here, I'm not coming back.